Next 25 minutes are going to be exclusively dedicated to this section. It is a section where I won't be talking much. It's not me who's going to be doing the talking. It is you who's going to be doing the talking as well as the writing. So you'll be literally conversing with your own self, and you'll be writing down the answers to the questions that I pose you. See, we are navigating through life with great goals that don't match our broken self image. It's important we, as a human being, decide to take things in our own hands. We decide to take matters in our own hands. But that also is not enough. You take the matters in your own hands, but what? So there needs to be a system of self awareness and self introspection. What we are going to be doing now is we'll be doing a life visioning exercise based on Martin Seligman's work, Flourish. So Martin Seligman, for those of you who might not know, is I would say the grandfather of positive psychology. His work on positive psychology has been groundbreaking and is done phenomenal in the field of psychology. So we'll be doing a life visioning exercise based on his work right now, and I want you to be ready with pen and paper or journal and notepad, whatever you're using, and ensure you answer these questions as honestly as possible and as quickly as possible. Of course, after this session, you can choose to redo the exercise once again with a lot more time on your hands. But for now, we'll be doing this exercise in a timed manner so that the word because doesn't occur to you. You don't write because in your answer. You chuck the blame game aside and just be as frank and as open to yourself, because after all, no one is reading these answers. It is you who's going to be benefiting from this. So with utmost honesty, let's begin. Question number one: what are the five things that I'm most grateful for this year? In this year that we are going through, what are the five things I'm most grateful? Write it down. What are the five things I am most grateful for this year? Number two: what's one area in my life where I meet real, tangible progress this year? Whatever it could be in terms of academics, it could be in terms of finances, it could be in terms of career, in terms of relationship. What is that one area in life where you think, okay, this area I meet real, tangible progress this year? I am satisfied. Write down that one area. It could also be two or three for certain people, but I encourage you to write down just one area of your life where you met real, tangible progress this year so far. Number three: what are three accomplishments I made this year that I'm most proud of? So far, whatever year has passed, what are the three accomplishments that you have made that you are most proud of? It could be as simple as seeing a flower bloom in your garden. If you ask my mother, that is definitely going to be one of her accomplishments, that in the middle of a desert, she has created such a beautiful and vibrant garden. So it could be as simple as that. As per your life situations, what are the three accomplishments I made this year that I am most proud of? Answer this question to yourself. Be honest, earnestly do it. Number four: list five positive adjectives that defined your actions in the last 12 months. Now, analyze the last 12 months and list five positive adjectives. पांच सकारात्मक विशेषण आपको अपने कार्यों के लिए, अपने क्रियाकलाप के लिए, जैसा भी आपने पिछले 12 महीनों में किया वो लिखने हैं. List five positive adjectives that define your actions in last 12 months. And this is something that I want you to take proper time on. Just close your eyes, Run the entire last 12 months, the entire year in your mind. See how you were. Answer it for yourself. 5 positive adjectives. Number 5, reflecting on the biggest struggles I faced to this year. What were the 3 biggest lessons they taught me? इस साल में जो भी स्ट्रगल्स और चैलेंजेस मैंने फेस किए हैं, उनसे 3 सबसे बड़े लेसन्स क्या हैं जो मैंने सीखे? On the biggest struggles I faced this year, if I reflect back, what are the 3 biggest lessons that I learned? Think too deeply, reflect back, scan all the struggles, no matter how painful it is, no matter how wild it can become for you, no matter how painful it may become, just do it. Scan through, reflect back on all the biggest struggles that you faced this year, and then write down the biggest lessons that they taught you. Number 6, who were the 3 people whose friendship or support I appreciated most this year? इस साल में वो कौन से 3 लोग थे जिनका सपोर्ट या फ्रेंडशिप मैं सबसे ज्यादा चेरिश करता हूँ, जिसको मैं सबसे ज्यादा वैल्यू करता हूँ, अप्रिशिएट करता हूँ इस साल? Who were the 3 people whose friendship or support I appreciated most this year? It could be more, could be more. If it's more, it's great. But write down the names of at least 3 people whose friendship or support you cherished. Number 7, where was I 5 years ago and where am I now? Now, this is going to be probably the most elaborate answer as well as the most time consuming question in this entire exercise. And I want you to take your own time. Let me know in the chat box once it's done. Where was I 5 years ago and where am I now? Reflect back on your own self 5 years ago, how you were, what you were doing, why you were doing what you were doing, and so on and so forth, and compare it in contrast with where you are now, what you are doing right now, how you are doing it right now, and why are you doing what you're doing. Literally have to analyze your own self, compare your own self 5 years ago versus right now. Where were you 5 years ago and where are you now? Not just in terms of career, not just in terms of finances, not just in terms of so many other things in life like relationships, a house, or so on and so forth, but as a piece of life. Reflect back and think through it deeply. Number 8, if all goes well, Where would I love to be 5 years from now? So, last question we talked about where I was 5 years ago versus where am I right now. And now I'm literally putting you in a hypothetical space where I'm asking you if all goes well, if everything is fine, where will you be? Where will you love to be 5 years from now? We've literally covered a 15 years timeline in just two questions. How you were 5 years ago, maybe you could go back 6, 7 years ago, how you are right now, and how you would love to see yourself 5 years from now, or maybe 6, 7, 8 years from now. Just think through it deeply. Where would you love to be 5 years from now? Ensure you incorporate a holistic perspective. Think about your life, think about your vision, your mission, your passion, contribution, your relationships and family, your emotions, your finances, your career. There are so many things in them. Your contribution to society. Where would you love to be 5 years from now? And now, question 9. Based on that vision, what do I want my one word intention to be for the rest of this year? What do I want my one word intention to be for the rest of this year? So, whatever the part of year that is remaining, based on the vision that I have of where I want to be 5 years from now, what is my one word intention? Or one word intention, let's say in my life situations, my one word intention is action. So my whole life is geared around that one word intention: action, action, action. No matter what the situation, no matter what the circumstances, no matter how the physical health or mental health is, but I have to continue taking action. That is my one word intention. What is your one word intention based on the vision that you thought for yourself or you discovered for yourself just for the rest of this year? Because of course, as you grow, we've seen we mature. As we mature, the thought process changes, the emotions changes, the intelligence changes completely. So we cannot be having a one word intention for a long period in life. But for the rest of the year, you could be sticking to one word intention. For some people, it might be discipline. For some people, it might be time management. For some people, it might be learning. For some people, it might be personal development. For some people, it might be love and affection for family or for whatever situations. For someone else, it might be responsibility. For someone else, it might be growth. Whatever your life vision, what do you want your one word intention to be for the rest of this year? Question 10. How can I manifest my few words intention in my life, in my everyday life? Think through it deeply. How can I manifest my few word intention in my everyday life? सोच तो लिया कि ये इंटेंशन है मेरी, पर उसको दैनिक जीवन में, दिनचर्या में कैसे ढालोगे, डे टू डे एक्टिविटीज में कैसे उसको इनकॉर्पोरेट करोगे, ये सोचना बहुत जरूरी है. हाउ कैन यू मैनिफेस्ट योर इंटेंशन इन योर एवरीडे लाइफ इज द क्वेश्चन. I want you to take enough time, proper time, and think through it deeply. Analyze. All said and done, yes, this is my vision, this is my intention, but how am I actually going to manifest it in my everyday life? Right about it. Number 11. What are the three things I want to achieve the most this year? And how can I build a system that would enable me to achieve them? Write down about three things that you are desperately wanting to achieve this year. Three things, just three things, neither more nor less. What are those three things that you want to achieve the most this year? And then think about how can I build a system that would enable me to achieve them? What kind of a system do I want? Why do I want that kind of a system? And then think about how can I actually build a system that would enable me to achieve them. Just think about this year and those three things and how you can build a system that would enable you to get them. I hope you have done it. Question number 12. What is the one thought I'm currently holding on to that's not serving my well being? Why am I holding on to it? And what empowering affirmations can I replace it with? Now, this is a heavily loaded question. Read it carefully, listen to it carefully, think about it carefully, then write the answer. What's the one thought I am currently holding on to that is not serving my well being? So, what is that one limiting belief or limiting thought process that you have currently that is not serving your well being? The next part of the question is, why am I holding on to it? Now, if you know that this belief system or this thought process is not serving my well being, why is it that you are still holding on to? Write it down clearly. And last part, we'll be talking about what empowering affirmations can you replace it with. A particular thought process or belief system needs to be sidelined or eliminated. Of course, you need to substitute something else in its place. So, what is that affirmation or empowering belief that you can replace it with? Number 13. What are the three things I would love to do more of in the rest of the year? And how will I make more time for them? Write down three things that in an ideal scenario you would love to do more of. This is something that you are either passionate about, this is something that might be your hobby, this is something that you have postponed for a long time to do. But what are those three things? And how will I make more time for them? Think about it. Asking about your likes and dislikes at the same time, it is also in some way touching your subconscious. Think about the time management around these things. What are the three things I would love to do more of in the rest of this year, and how will I make more time for them? And lastly, how will I reward myself throughout my progresses and upon my year end success? So, for the sake of simplicity, you could take this particular year that is currently going. You can also make it today, today, the starting point of the year, and exactly 1 year from now, you could measure your success. Any which ways, whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever you feel is fine for you. How will you reward yourself throughout first your progress and subsequently upon your year end success? Write down about the rewards that you'll be giving yourself. The human being's innate desire to get something in return of the efforts. So what is the reward that you are going to be giving yourself? It could be as simple as just treating yourself with a dinner party with friends. It could be going on a vacation. It could be buying a new pair of shoes. Anything and everything. Whatever works for you, write it down. You see, I've always maintained this one thing. Professionally, I'm a doctor, that's another matter. As a life coach, my job is that of a mechanic who rectifies things and enables your machinery, whatever system you have, to work in a frictionless manner and in a way that is most conducive to your growth. So, as a mechanic, I don't bother how it happens. The important thing for me is the result, if it is happening, right? So, how will you reward yourself throughout this progress and upon your year end success? Before we get into life class, after this, it's important take a step back, wait for a while. These 14 questions for a lot of you might have been a little disturbing, little discomforting, little painful. That's all right. We have kind of a vision map right before our eyes now. How you are going to make use of that vision map is something that I need to ask you. Write it down in the chat box, the comment section. How are you feeling right now after these 14 questions? How are you feeling now? Did it give you more clarity? Did it bring about painful memories? Was it not worthy? Was it really a breakthrough exercise for you? How was it? Mention it in the chat box or the comment section and let me know how was it.